Welcome to Harness Ancient Wisdom. Today we are looking into ancient Egypt, a civilization where life thrived along the banks of the Nile for over 3,000 years, where indeed pharaohs ruled and epic battles were fought. But what about the average ancient Egyptian? While the grand pyramids and powerful pharaohs often capture our imagination, what was the day-to-day life really like at home for the average person? Today we'll take you on a journey to discover the day-to-day life of an ordinary ancient Egyptian. The average ancient Egyptian's day began at sunrise, just as the golden light of the sun god Ra touched the land. Most Egyptians were farmers, working tirelessly in the fertile fields alongside the Nile. Their lives were closely tied to the river's cycles, particularly the annual flooding that brought life-giving silt to their crops. But farming wasn't the only occupation. In towns and cities, skilled artisans, craftsmen and labourers also started their day with the rising sun. Whether shaping stone, weaving linen or constructing monumental temples, their work was essential to the community and to the state. After a morning of hard work, the average Egyptian would pause to eat. Their diet was simple but nourishing, with bread, onions and beer as staples. The bread, made from emmer wheat, was often coarse, and beer, made from barley, was a daily drink for all ages. For lunch and dinner, vegetables like leeks and garlic, along with pulses like beans and lentils, were common. Fish and poultry might appear on the table if the family lived near the Nile, but meat was reserved for special occasions or for the wealthier classes. Home life in ancient Egypt revolved around the family. Most lived in simple mud brick houses with a few rooms and a central courtyard. The homes were humble, but they were the heart of Egyptian life, where families gathered to eat, sleep and work together. Women were responsible for the household, from cooking meals to weaving linen for clothes. But they were also integral to the economy, often working alongside men in the fields or as skilled artisans. Children were seen as a blessing, and they learned from a young age how to contribute to the family's survival. Religion was at the core of daily life for ancient Egyptians. From small household shrines where offerings were made to protective gods, to the grand temples dedicated to deities like Ra, Osiris and Isis, Egyptians believed their fate was tied to the will of the gods. Daily prayers, rituals and festivals were common, ensuring that the gods remained pleased and that the balance of the world, known as Ma'at, was maintained. Even the simplest tasks, like planting seeds or baking bread, were infused with a sense of divine presence. Despite their hard work, Egyptians knew how to relax and enjoy life. Social gatherings often centered around music, dance and games. One of the most popular pastimes was the board game Senet. This ancient game, often seen as a metaphor for the journey through life, was played on a board with 30 squares arranged in 3 rows. Players use pieces and throw sticks to navigate their way across the board, avoiding obstacles along the way. Senet wasn't just a game, though. It had deep spiritual significance, symbolizing the soul's journey to the afterlife. Winning the game was believed to reflect one's successful passage through the challenges of life and into the next world. The Egyptians placed great importance on cleanliness and appearance. Daily bathing, usually in the Nile or communal baths, helped them stay clean in the hot climate. They even created their own soap using a mixture of animal fat and chalk. Both men and women wore makeup, not just for beauty but for protection. Kohl was applied around the eyes to shield them from the harsh sun and to ward off flies. They also used oils and perfumes to moisturize their skin and to smell pleasant throughout the day. Egyptians were also known for their advanced medical knowledge. Doctors used a combination of herbal remedies, surgery and magical spells to treat illnesses, often acting as priests who believed in the divine power behind healing. While literacy was reserved for a small elite, education played an important role in ancient Egypt. Scribes were among the most respected members of society. Starting from a young age, boys, usually from noble or middle-class families, spent years learning to read and write hieroglyphs. Scribes recorded everything from trade transactions to religious texts, and their knowledge of writing was essential to the functioning of the state. For most Egyptians, though, education was practical, focused on learning the skills needed for daily survival. So what was life like for the average ancient Egyptian? It was a life of hard work, deeply connected to the land and the gods. It was filled with simple pleasures, strong family ties, and a sense of order and harmony. So, find harmony, play a board game, and value your family to live more like an ancient Egyptian. Please give the video a like and subscribe for more ancient wisdom. This has been Harness Ancient Wisdom. Thank you for watching.